An experiment can be categorized into three areas: ideas, implementing, and learning. My idea began with Teo's workshop when using paint. My final inspiration came from a graffiti-covered tunnel which created the title, The Language of the Streets, thus leading to the meddling within graffiti art. I began with geometrical items as the base of my stencils. I made plastic stencils to begin with, but this did not work due to the sticking of the sides. I then used cardboard and scissors. This proved to be difficult because the scissors tore. Finally, I used a Stanley knife which created beautifully defined lines and didn't cause rips. I believe that people are a main material within my experiment because of the contrast between myself as a painter and my friend as a photographer and the different strategies that we used. Within this experiment, I begin with a square, and from here I use an organisational method with structuring my work. The difficulties were the stencil sticking to the paper and the unintentional camera and bottle shadows on the work. My discoveries were that of layering the paint and the accidental smudging of the stencil. Within this experiment, my friend used a compositional method with creating building and moon-like structures in her work. The difficulties were the camera's focusing, causing blurriness, and our discoveries were her intentional smudging of the paint with the edge of the stencil. Within my method, I was free with the paint, and by doing this I discovered a method of using circle shapes in different sizes together and created a rainbow eye-like figure. I also experimented with painting around solid shapes, leaving white patches. My difficulty was the spray paint exceeded the edge of the stencil, which conveniently created a positive effect. In Carly's experiment, her method was again compositional. She created a moon-like cycle and states that she was inspired by space. She discovered that she could create dot-like patterns from shaking the can, making a beautiful effect and creating a landscape-like separation between the sky and the earth. She also created a beautiful Saturn-like planet, conveying her organisational method, and the only difficulty we came across was the position of the spray can, which kept blocking the camera. In conclusion, I gathered many ideas and implemented them many times and gathered learning techniques from each time, ultimately changing my methods and forming an experiment.